President Donald Trump has arrived at Mar-a-Lago, returning to his Florida retreat for the first time since Thanksgiving.Trump, along with First Lady Melania and son Barron, will spend Saturday and Sunday at his resort in West Palm Beach, before returning to the White House on Sunday night to finalize preparations for the State of the Union address next week. In the meantime, the president will host a lavish watch party for Super Bowl 53 on Sunday evening at nearby Trump International Golf Club in Palm Beach. On Friday, Air Force One landed at Palm Beach International at 6:54 p.m., and Trump emerged minutes later with his trusty black umbrella in hand, Melania and Barron at his side. In a nearby viewing pen at the airport, a crowd of several hundred supporters cheered as the Trump family descended the stairs to the tarmac. There were cheers and brief chants of USA, USA, and Build That Wall from the crowd. The president waved, pumped a fist, and lifted his trusty umbrella to greet the crowd as he descended the rolling staircase. As the rain picked up, Trump walked to the waiting SUV without walking over to the pen, as he sometimes does. Ivanka Trump and her family then exited Air Force One as well a moment later. During the flight, Ivanka's 2-year-old son Theodore Kushner had wandered back into the press cabin. Joined by 5-year-old Joseph Kushner, the two boys asked reporters where Andrew was. Moments later, Ivanka followed them into the press cabin and explained that Andrew was the boys' favorite Secret Service agent. The family exited Air Force One together moments after Trump. Ivanka was wearing a white dress with a red floral pattern. And her feet were red high heels. The motorcade then departed for Mar-a-Lago. Along the motorcade route, groups of onlookers gathered, with signs including Trump Team 2020 Florida and Blink Nancy Don't Botox, in reference to House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. The weekend forecast in Palm Beach calls for scattered thunderstorms on Saturday, but excellent golf weather on Sunday, with a forecast of 77 and sunny. Earlier on Friday, Melania seemed thrilled to be living the chilly weather in Washington, D.C., beaming for the cameras as she left for Florida. The First Lady, 54, flashed a grin at photographers and held her husband's hand as the couple walked out from the White House to a waiting helicopter on Friday. They were trailed by their 12-year-old son Barron, and two told photographers that they were headed to Mar-a-Lago. It is sure to be an exciting trip for the family, as they haven't all been together in Mar-a-Lago since last year. Melania and Barron had flown there briefly in December ahead of Christmas and New Year's, but flew back once it became clear that the government shutdown wasn't ending anytime soon. The president hasn't been at all in 2019, or since the beginning of the shutdown, with the family spending Christmas in D.C. Facing the cold for the last time in a few days, Melania went fully monochrome for the outing, bundling up in a light brown coat by Roxanda that reached down to her knees and retailed for a whopping $3,875. She paired it with matching brown boots with tall heels, a $1,625 pair by Design Vita Rossi, but skipped the gloves despite temperatures dipping into the low 20s. She didn't wear a hat either, instead showing off her long, styled locks and perfectly done makeup. For a single pop of color, she toted a red Hermes bag in one manicured hand, while the other was tucked inside her husband's grip. The couple was joined by their son, Barron, who at just 12 years old is nearly as tall as his father, whose doctor said he is 6'3". Barron was bundled up in a red puffer coat and barely reacted to the press and photographers outside. Luckily, any snow on the pathways at the White House had been cleared for their departure, so the family had an easy walk to board the plane. But at Andrews Air Force Base, where they boarded Air Force One, it was a snowier scene, with a dusting of snow and salt on the ground. It's not yet known whether they'll be joined by the rest of the family. Earlier this morning, Ivanka, 37, looked stone-faced as she left her home, heading straight for her Secret Service SUV. Though she often allows photographers a glimpse of her outfit of the day, she was in more of a hurry this morning, though that may have been because it was incredibly cold. While most people on the East Coast have spent the week bundled up in puffy coats and fur hoods, Ivanka was less layered as she left her home on Friday. The White House senior advisor opted for a light herringbone coat, which she wore over a cream turtleneck. Ivanka pulled the outfit together with the black belt that cinched her waist. She wore her long blonde hair loose around her shoulders, and she had a bronzed glow, despite it being in the middle of the winter. Ivanka was later seen attending a meeting on fighting human trafficking on the southern border in the cabinet's room of the White House.